class of 26. Grace Yaglu handles the call of class number 163 in our Friday evening program. The amateur riders presenting the Hunter Pleasure entries for the championship tonight. Always a very big division here in New England and around the United States. 26 to show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and ships at sea, we're back on the air with, to my left is Mark Bodner of Mary Hill Farm fame, Marengo, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. Mark, welcome, dear. And Mark was on horseshowwire.com, or Horseshowwire at the Syracuse show a month or so ago and did great, and we wanted to have him back. And lo and behold, he came in here and last night flew in, and so we've snagged you for today. Thanks, Mark. And Tony Lee, our friend from Shingle Branch Farm in Alabama, and our chairman-elect of the Grand National Morgan Horse Show. And we'll let Peter chat for a minute, and then we'll get back to you, gentlemen.
Hunter Pleasure Championship for the amateur riders. We are underway and showing at the trot, please. Showing at the trot.
We have a big, beautiful amateur hunter class on a gorgeous night here in Northampton. And but let me please do some shout outs from our Facebook friends, because we've encouraged people to go on Horse Show Wire on Facebook, and if you go on the comment line and comment, it comes through in real time, and we can address things that you have to say and questions that you have to ask. And so we are sending love to Jen and Brenda Hoops of Way On to Morgan's, and they showed here for many, many years and had a great breeding program from Middlebury, Vermont. Kay Thompson is, you know, Cass Booth's mom, and Sarah Miner then is a granddaughter, and great-great-grandsons Kate and Cam are here showing. So we've got 4 generations of Morgan people, and we're so glad that they're all here. Joe and his daughter Julie Dunville are up in Michigan. They've been watching us on live stream and Facebooked us, and we were glad to hear from them. And David LaSalle, son Stephen is here. They are top-notch harness makers, tack makers, and David and Janine have great hackney ponies that they show and love.
Thank you. Now walk, please.
Bonnie Sogoloff, hopefully she's watching us on live stream. She is in rehab. She was, in her own words, felled by a Welch Corgi in the night, tripping over it and its leash, and broke her hip. And Bonnie is here from Cedar Spring Farm in Vermont with her whole family, husband Hayes and daughter Keeley.
Kenter, please. Showing at the Kenter. Amateur riders presenting the Hunter Pleasure entries for the championship, brought to you tonight by the Taylor River Farm of Hampton Falls, New Hampshire.
And then my fun friends from down in the villages that are tuned in, they talk to me all the time. My darling dancing buddy, Senor Carlos, and his running buddies, cousin Brucey and the beautiful Pat. A shout out to you as well. Anybody else who wants to come on Facebook and in real time and comment, we will acknowledge you, because we love having you on board. Okay, Mark, do you want to have a little chat about what you're seeing here in this hunter class? Because you're a large R judge in Morgan's and Saddlebreds and Hackney Harness and Roadster, and probably Saddle Seat Equitation. Good, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. You're a young whippersnapper out there, but here we are with a big class of amateur hunters. How do you sort these all out when all these brown horses are going by?
Well,
it
seems like they are moving through this a little quick, so it'll be interesting. I bet you they have a workout. I would be surprised if they didn't have the class this number, but you never know.
Yeah, no, that's possible.
You know, I'm looking through it this first direction, getting my numbers, finding my horses, and then you reverse, start, you know, getting them all organized as far as order. By the time you call for the lineup, if this is it, and there's not going to be any workout,
now walk, please.
I would
to the walk.
try to have my card all done when they line up.
Exactly. Now, you made a good point about a workout. I don't think we've seen any perhaps to this point, or at least I haven't here at this particular show, but please define A, workout for us, and B, when you have a 3-judge panel, what are the mechanics of making that happen with 3 judges?
And walk, please.
Typically, one of the judges will call for it. They'll send the ringmaster. Each judge has a ringmaster with them typically, and they'll send the ringmaster over the other 2 and say, do you need to work? We'd like to see more work. Would you like to see work out?
We are second
The other two,
direction
typically, if
now
one asks, the
at
other two would be like,
walk
okay,
place.
and we'd go on, and then
How do you
get-
come up with numbers?
how many would you like the ringmasters go between us, because we don't talk to each other
Right.
at that point. The
Right.
ringmasters are our go-betweens, and how many would you like to see? Well, I'm thinking 5, and then you give your different numbers, and whoever shows up with the most. It's almost like an MOS when you pick your
Okay.
workout.
Okay, okay.
Because-
So the numbers on the cards have to appear on 2 of the 3 cards to make the workout. Is that correct?
Typically, yeah,
Okay.
they do.
Yep. But you don't call for a workout till all of these guys work
Right.
both directions and then
Right.
line up, and then you have the workout process. Okay.
So what I'd be looking for right now is if you see these ringmasters walking around talking to one another.
This is what the folks at home see right here
Oh,
on the
no, I'm
monitor.
just- yeah, if the ringmasters start walking between talking to one another, that would be a clear indication that they're thinking of doing something. But
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
not-
okay, from a trainer's standpoint, you are cognizant of that process going on. Do you, on the rail, coach your rider for a workout? And if so, what do you tell them?
basically ride as hard as you can until that lineup to be sure that if there is one, you make it.
Good. That's excellent. That's absolutely excellent.
Actually, now the all this goes, I'm thinking they may not be doing this.
Well, we
The first way went kind of fast.
Okay.
Step up now to the extended trot, please. Hunter pleasure entries at the extended trot.
The one nice thing about Northampton's ring is it's so large, you can take 24 horses and
Yes.
you can usually sort through them.
Yeah, yeah, and it gives everybody, a fair shake.
Mm-hmm.
And do you like the light-colored solid wall behind the horses?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes it easy for them to pop off. Having judged this horse show, it's especially at night as the sun starts dropping, you need something to see these horses bounce off of.
Now, in your young career, what is your favorite horse show to judge?
It's been this horse show.
Good.
I did it on a panel. It's the only Morgan.
Riders, thank you. Now walk please.
It's the only Morgan show I've done on a panel, and I really enjoyed it.
Who was on the panel with you?
Actually, Terry Jones-Brennan, who's in the ring now, Garn Walker, and our shout-out friend Bonnie Sogoloff.
Oh, boy, you had a wonderful panel. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So what's happening at
Kenter, please. Kenter.
what's happening at with the Mary Hill critters? How's life going up there?
Life's going really well. Everybody's at home. I'm sure somebody in the family's probably watching this
Good.
and critiquing my observations.
Well, we had Dad, Stan Bodner, on a interview segment last year at the Grand National, and he showed us how to clean tack in the finest of manners, and you people always just turn your horses out beautifully. And the driving horses are particularly labor-intensive with all that equipment, and you have to shine the vehicle, and so that it takes all different components to do that, and then you have to also clean the harness, and that is a whole lot of work. And Dad was doing it very well, and he clued us in on his methods of cleaning harness.
He very much enjoys that.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He really, really is. So what are you seeing now that you'd like to comment on? I see your brow being furrowed.
Kenter, please.
Just trying to sort through them, and it looks like there's a lot of ones having a nice go. There was one that just left the screen that looked like it was cantering really well.
Yep. So now, relative to the controversial amount of motion on a hunter and headset and all these things that can be very diverse relative to the way these horses are made, and since it is subjectively judged, what is your personal preference in a hunter horse?
They have to be supple,
Okay, good.
and they
Amateur riders, thank you. Now walk please.
they are still a pleasure horse. It's hunter pleasure. They should be supple. They should be relaxed. I look for an overall smoothness of their frame.
Oh.
Not behind the vertical, not too far strung out.
And this,
Moving twice as long as high.
oh, I like that. I really do. This is the amateur division, and so manners even are of a, more, important impact when you're marking your card.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now we're coming into the lineup. We're going to let you rest and defer to our friend Tony Lee, and we're going to drill Tony about. Don't go away, Mark. Drill our friend Tony about happenings at the upcoming Grand National. It will be this October, and Tony, you're going to be in charge in 2015, and Georgie Green is the chairman in 2014.
That's correct. That's correct.
But Tony, you've been a dear friend of. Hang on for see what Peter has to say here.
The Taylor River Farm of Hampton Falls, New Hampshire, sponsoring Amateur Hunter Pleasure Championship. What a wonderful class.
You've been a great friend.
For our three-judge panel, Peggy Alderman, along with Terry Jones-Brennan and Jerry Rushton, assigned the task of separating the top entries in a field of 26.
Tony, you've been a wonderful friend to Horse Show Wire, and you always provide us with, up-to-the-minute information relative to the Grand National and other things you're involved in. So you have the floor, dear.
Well,
hang on 1 sec. See, Peter's.
The line, our 100 pleasure entries are required to stand quietly in the lineup.
Okay, we never know when Peter's going to pop in. So, okay, try your best.
Well, it's coming quicker than we know. I mean, we always know once we get through New England, the next stop in everybody's mind is Oklahoma to gear toward, and the committee's been working hard to get ready for that. We're excited about it this year.
Yeah.
We're excited to have Horse Show Wire be a part of it again this year.
We're looking forward to it.
So we're glad you'll be there.
Exactly.
And the prize list just went out in this past month in the Morgan Horse Magazine. So
when did the entries close?
The entries close around August 15th. The exact dates in the prize list, I believe entries have to be in hand on August 19th. So if you're going to FedEx, you can FedEx on the 18th. But if you're going to mail them in the prize list, it tells you when they have to be postmarked, but they need to be in hand in Peggy's hand by August 19th.
Now, is there any such thing as e-entries? Are the electronic entries?
No, we haven't jumped into that yet. You can go online. You can print out your entry form and get it there, but you need to send it in to Peggy so she can hold it in her hand. She takes every one of them, and she cherishes every one of those. She's the other day I was talking to her, and she was all excited saying those entries are about to start coming in.
Oh my
So
gosh.
she loves it. So you have to send the paper in to her.
Well, and she's a sweetie pie and does a great job, and her daughter Kelly McFall, helps her.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Larry
definitely.
Bolin, who was with me last night and will be again tomorrow night, has been texting back and forth, with Peggy. And oh dear, we cannot put the texts on the air. She is just a hoot and a half.
Wow.
And so, Peggy, if you're out there, and Kelly, shout out to you because you do a great job.
Yeah, you need to get them on here when you get to Oklahoma.
We did last year, and they were great.
They were. But do it again.
We will. Okay, we will take that under advisement. What else do you have to share for us?
Back to the prize list. It's full of all kinds of information. It's really important to read all those little rules and little notes in there, so you'll know what's going on.
Whereas and heretofore.
Yeah. In the front, there's a little summary of all the new stuff that's coming up. And also in there, an important thing to do is make your plans for travel. There's a list of hotels in there that are very important that we support the hotels that are supporting our show.
Yeah.
And those are in that.
Exactly. Yeah. And you've worked with the chamber for so long that. Okay, Tony. Mark is gonna. Is gonna walk us through the workout. Mark, that's why you get the big bucks, buddy.
Entries and numbers for you.
Well, I can't see them on the video feed, but I think they're at the one end with the ringmasters having a conversation about who they each want on there.
Okay, yeah. I don't even see them in the ring, but
I think they're at the far end of the lineup because they did walk the lineup, being that it's a championship and it's 50-50.
Yeah.
So this panel's been is really good about walking the line.
Yes.
From stomach ulcers.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's nearly 2 out of 3 horses. Visit the Mariel booth today for more information and ask about a special offer.
Now let me ask you this.
Exclusively.
The qualifying class was judged 60% performance, manners, et cetera, 40% type and confirmation was their qualifying class. This one is 50-50 because it's a championship. Do you equate that ratio as a 10% increase in type and confirmation, or do you appreciate it more on a 50-50 in your mindset? Because the math is going to come out the same, but psychologically, how do you look out there? 60-40 versus 50-50. There's 2 schools of thought. I'm just picking your brain on yours.
That's a pretty hard pick there. But I go through and I do the type and confirmation. I walk through and I look at it 50-50. If my winner's got to have good confirmation.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. My favorite story is when I was at Grand National, and it certainly wasn't Hunters. It was Amateur Park Harness. And we had El Toro, Tim Arcuri's nice amateur harness horse. We had him second. We had him a solid second on the rail. And then when we walked the lineup, and it was Renee Lavery and Scott Thacker and myself. And when we walked the lineup, El Toro raised up about 4 hands. and cocked his head and poked his eyeballs out around the blinkers and said, it looks like you have me on your card second, and I would rethink that. And all three of us just put the arrow up. I got goose pimples right now talking about it. All three of us arrowed him from second to first and initialed the card, and it was good to go. So, you know, that was kind of my favorite 50-50 story. He made it happen and was very definitive about it. So, and then when they send the horses out, Mark, we're going to have you, you know, give your commentary from a judge's standpoint. Now, you also are a trainer, and you're also a coach, so you would be standing on the rail. Now, at this point, what would you be telling your hunter exhibitors in anticipation of this workout so that they would rise to the top and have an advantage?
You know, like I said, I would have a good assumption if my rider was going to make it.
Right.
And I don't know if they seem to be walking around here, so I'm guessing they can walk over to the rail. I'd be calling my rider over to the rail and saying, in the event that you do make it, this is what I would like you to do. And
okay. Yeah, yeah. Now, are some of these horses, hunters especially now, do you think some of them will be better on the workout for two reasons? One, you know, a little bit of the edges off, and two, you have more room to manipulate, and they don't have that sort of congestion sort of atmosphere with so many horses around them. That's a big advantage,
more
isn't
room.
it? Okay.
Definitely more room.
Okay, yeah.
In this ring, you can make a nice pass with a hunter, or any discipline for that matter, this nice long rail.
Exactly, exactly, and we've seen it happen. Now, do you let your hunter exhibitors, we call it in park and English pleasure, and Tony can do it, showboat? Do you let them come off the rail and blast down through there?
It's a horse show.
Ooh, good for you. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hunters are, you know, they are diverse relative to, I think, the people that work them, the people that show them, the people that train them, and the people that coach them.
And you and I have had our fair share of discussions about hunters.
Yes, and I think we're on the same page.
Yes,
What do you think?
I do.
Yeah, yeah. And my favorite horse that's not a hunter, thank goodness, is Tony's amateur pleasure driving mare that I love with almost as much as you. Barn name Posh, and her registered name is
CHMH, Spice Town Girl. She's got a long name.
Yes, she does.
But she lives by her Posh.
She is a posh girl. We love her. And Tony, you guys are poisoned together. Okay, we'll listen to Peter.
That will be asked to remain in the ring. We will call the numbers out in numerical order. If your number is not called, you have been excused with our thanks. We'll ask you to open both gates, a gate at each end of our show ring, so the 9 that I call out may move to the rail first direction. The 9 that will be returning now for additional testing will be entry of 242. Also remaining in the ring, 272. Back number 273. 371 is a finalist tonight. If your number has not been called up to that point, you have been excused with our thanks. Also, moving forward in the Amateur Championship is 389. They'll be joined by 394. 400, 400. 455, and the 9th and final number is 484. A quick review of the 9, 242, 272, 273, 371, 389, 394, 400, 455, and 484. Those 9, first direction at the walk. Find a nice spot on the rail, get the balance of our group on the way out, get those gates closed up, and we will settle a score in a very, very competitive Hunter Pleasure Championship, the Amateur Shine, here on Friday night. So gate swings closed, total of 9. Good luck in the workout. We will begin at the trot, showing at the trot.
So Mark, you know.
Underway with the workout in our Amateur Hunter Pleasure Championship from 26 down to 9. Pick out a favorite, encourage them here tonight in a very nice championship.
Observe the monitor, and those are the horses that the people will see on the live stream. And if you'd like to make some positive commentary as they go by, you know, we would appreciate that for, you know, the folks out there watching.
Well, now that the workout starts, it's a whole new class.
Correct.
There's 8 placings, so they left 9 for the workout.
Yep. They have ripped up their cards and started anew.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's an important factor to know.
That black one looks like it was making a good pass across there.
So we want supple and steady and quality and quiet and mannerly and hunter-esque, right?
Yes.
Okay. At this point,
Step up now to the extended trot, please. Extend the trot.
do you think a hunter is quite as attentive, you know, maybe with its ears and maybe with the crispness of gait on a night like this in a second workout? Is that a big sort of plus if they show those attributes to you in a workout?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Like I said, it's a horse show. They want to be. I want them to be there. I want them to have expression. I don't care what the division is. They should have expression and have the want to be there.
And you and I agree on that implicitly.
It's not too hot tonight, so there should be plenty of gas left in these.
Right, right, yeah. It's very nice.
Down to the walk, please.
Everybody's got good spacing here. They're all doing a good job.
And hunters normally are pretty good flat walkers. We can kind of, the English pleasure and classic horses, sometimes we can
Thank you. Now walk, please.
get them jigging. Now, why,
Canter, please. Viewing now the canter.
when the announcer asks for a change of gait, oftentimes you'll see the horse proceed all the way to the end of the straightaway. Do you count off for that?
As long as it's not 3/4 of the way around the ring, I'll allow a little bit of leniency.
And why do you think they do that instead of, you know?
Finish your passes. It's much easier to do a transition in the corner than it is in the middle of the straightaway.
Okay.
And it also depends, maybe it's all gamesmanship. Maybe your horse doesn't walk as well, so maybe you want to go down there where you can kind of have them over there.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's all about setting yourself up for success.
Oh, I like
Extend the
that
canter,
phrase,
please.
Mr.
Step
Mark.
up
I
to the
like that.
Extended canter.
Ooh, that's pretty. That is, look how nice and smooth and comfy, happy.
Everybody seems to be having a clean go here in the workout.
Yeah, they are. They are.
At least according to the monitor.
Right. Well, yeah. That's what we've got to go by. So, given that, and you know, no boo-boos, et cetera, then how do you sort them out for your final?
Thank you, riders. Now walk, please. Down to the walk, please.
Final evaluation, because it's so close.
Usually on a workout like this, one typically steps up and says, I want it.
Okay. Yeah.
In my experience, at least.
Yep. Yep.
And now reverse, and we'll continue at the walk, please. Amateur riders, reverse and walk.
Now,
Taylor River Farm of Hampton Falls, New Hampshire, sponsoring a very competitive amateur hunter pleasure championship.
in last night, Larry Bolin and I had a little chit chat, and the rules committee is talking about not this division, but classic saddle, reverse and continue at the walk as opposed to reverse and trot. How do you feel about that?
Showing out a trot, please. Trot. We're second to
Classic
regionality.
horses.
Hunter Pleasure Championship.
I think it's up to the judge. As long as it's in the rule book, it's up to the judge's discretion. As long as it's legal. As far as, I don't mind a reverse and trot, but if you feel like that reverse and walk is going to separate your class, then you do the reverse and walk.
Right. Now, by separate the class, however.
That horse is having a really good go. He keeps catching my eye on him.
Okay. Let's maybe we can catch his number when he comes around, and just for kicks and jollies, see if he rises to the top of the judges' cards as well. However, with a 3-judge panel, we are seeing Terry Jones-Brennan horse show, and we're not seeing Jerry's and Peggy's horse show.
Please.
So
Show the extended trot.
but they are good boys and girls, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
This has been delightful. And Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no problem.
Tony, when's your class with Posh?
Tomorrow night,
Wonderful.
Saturday night, about middle way down.
You whooped him here last year, didn't you?
I tried.
No, you didn't try.
We had a good class, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you
had a very fun class. We had a good class Monday here. It was really fun. This is a great ring.
This
has
is.
always been one of my favorite rings to
Well,
show
and
in.
her too. I mean, she can come out of that turn raised up and book it. Yeah, you two are
Kenter, please.
Reminds me of
Riders,
Queen's Vanity Fair
Kenter.
back in the day
Oh,
when I used to
my.
show him in here. He was so fun in this ring.
Oh, absolutely. But my favorite Tony show incident was way back with, oh gosh, a little broodmare, Starbright.
Liberation Star, right? Yeah.
With 3 horses across the.
3 at Oklahoma, yeah, the workout.
It was
a workout.
Chris, what's his name, with Pizzazz,
Right.
and Darwin.
Darwin
with the
Olsen
blonde-tailed horse.
Plantation show.
Plantation Show to his.
Oh, remember that?
Yep.
And Starbright was probably a hand shorter than those two.
Yep.
And
We were right in the middle of the two.
And I mean,
came around the corner.
And she raised up and poked her knee up and got her hawk underneath. And
So long, guys. she was
Awesome.
a lot of fun to drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got goosepimples thinking about it. That was great. And if it was great with us spectating up in the nosebleed section drinking beer, it must have been greater with you in the buggy.
It was fun.
That's what I'm thinking. Mark, how are our hunters doing, buddy?
They're doing well. I've been
Okay.
watching the monitor. There's
Amateur riders,
How
beautiful
about
down to
Gold
the
Coat,
walk.
the dark horse still?
Yep.
Okay.
Down to the walk
that
now.
one.
This
is,
guy.
Yes, we'll see. Well, we missed the transition there, but
Well, do you think a downward transition is the least
nice one.
attractive?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, authorized
nice
riders
flat foot walk.
Yep.
group down to 9 from a field of 26. Our champion will come from this group.
I mean, I look for the silhouette. If you look, that horse has a very nice, smooth silhouette.
Yes.
Falls, New Hampshire, thank you for your support. Sponsoring a field.
Doesn't trot to his
26
elbows,
in
trots
the Amateur
Yeah.
Hunter
twice as
Pleasure
long as high.
Championship.
Yeah, a nice
All
rolling
in.
motion.
Hold
Yeah.
on now. Lined up, please.
Well, I think regardless of the discipline, the lines of ears to withers and that sort of thing is smoothness really is something that Morgan's can demonstrate beautifully. Now, somebody asked me about tails the other day. How do you grow such long tails? How do you grow long tails at Maryhill? What's the secret?
Wash them, keep them up and braided, and put a sock around them so they can't catch it on anything.
Yeah. Yeah, they really look nice.
One thing about these hunters, though, you don't want your tails to be too long,
No.
or you won't have a tail.
Yes. Yeah, but the, park horses and English play. Oh, we're back. Terry's got her card mark. Jerry's got his card mark. Peggy's just about done. And as you mentioned earlier, there are 9 horses out there because there's 8 ribbons, and then you need always an extra in
Right.
case there's been some sort of rule infraction. What kind of rule infractions could there be in this class that would eliminate a horse for that last horse to step up?
Well, there could be lots of rules and fractions, but the most common one would be if it measured over
What does measured over mean?
5 inches.
And
from
what
the
are you
arrow-
measuring?
From the coronary band.
Oh, the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I apologize.
No need to. No need to. Perhaps everybody out there in internet land on Horse Show Wire knows that you always measure at least 1 foot on each champion in reserve.
You can't see it on the video, but they've been making poor John Fry run back and forth there. I've seen him run
He's-
twice to the announcer's stand.
Well, yeah, but he volunteers. He's a sprinting fella. Has he ringmastered for you?
Oh, yeah. He
Oh,
ringmaster
he's-
last week at a show I was at.
He's wonderful. And he's hysterical. There's never a dull moment with John Fry. The other thing I've particularly enjoyed this week is Mr. Rich, the organist. I
Yeah.
love his playlist.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, and organ music is not usually my favorite. I love the disc jockeys. They're lots of fun, but his organ music is really toe
Amateur
tapping.
riders, thank you
Here we
very much.
go.
What a nice job in our Hunter Pleasure Championship. That's right, ladies
Any
and gentlemen,
bets?
a nice salute.
No, sir.
These
Not
are
with
the
hunters.
9 finalists
I'll bet you in Tony's class tomorrow. I'm picking Tony. You can have the field.
Very competitive. We'll meet the champion coming up in just a moment. Relax now, riders. Retire, please, to your left. Winning
You cover
numbers
my bets like you
in
usually do,
just a
won't you?
moment.
Sure.
We're not on a boat.
Oh, understandably so. Yeah. Erlene and I just got back from Alaska, a cruise.
But they're gambling on the cruise?
Oh, absolutely. But we are of thrifty New England lineage, and so we just walked right through on the way to the Sin City Comedy Club.
You sure you weren't looking for the guys that were winning?
No, those guys were of ilk of, oh geez, oil money and, you know, quite beyond, I think, our
so you were on the elite kind of cruise.
We thought we were.
Brought to you this
We
Friday
thought we
night
were.
by the Taylor River
It
Farm
was lots of fun.
Hampton Falls, New Hampshire. Class number 163 has been the Hunter Pleasure Championship, with our focus in this championship on the amateur riders. What a beautiful class it's been, with a total of 26 down to 9, and there will be one champion. We salute the winning ride, besting a field of 26, Chelsea Abadi. And 272
Black horse.
is Pine Creek in
Dude.
Here's your amateur Hunter Pleasure champion.
I think, yeah.
At the
Oh,
70th
how nice.
annual
Good for
edition
you.
of
That's
the
Sarah
New
Go.
England Morgan
Taylor
Horse
River,
Show.
one of our another great friend and sponsor of Horse Show Wire.
Taylor River
This horse
Farm
was-
wins the
He was-
amateur
he
Hunter
stood out,
Pleasure
as you said.
championship. Sarah Go joins us in the winner's circle. Chelsea, congratulations.
He stood
Are
out.
home.
That's
Really stepped up on that
Woodbridge,
workout. And like I said, he caught my eye every
We will
time.
remain
Yes.
in the state of
Yes.
Connecticut for the reserve champion. That's 273.
Taylor River went
First and second in that huge class. Oh, I'm so happy for them. They work really hard. There's Richard Belay. Oh, boy.
We'll view the champions coming up in just a moment. Now the balance of the
Oh,
awards
that's
in a
great.
great class.
We'll listen to the
Third
rest
going
of the
entry,
ribbons.
389. Here's Menden Twist of Fate. Raleigh, Massachusetts. Erica Chadburn's entry, and Katie Schaefer with a nice ride and rewarded with that yellow ribbon. Fourth to entry, 455. Here's Cabot, French Masterpiece. Ashley Jones aboard the entry. Emily Janbray of Salisbury, Massachusetts for the ownership. Fifth to entry, 371. Here's Strict Liability. Devin LaPointe with a nice ride. Devin from her home in Amherst, New Hampshire. We move to 6, present the green ribbon to a friend from Denver, Colorado. Here's Monty Kugler and RWF Paganini. Monty Kugler rides, Denver, Colorado. Nice ride for 6th. 7th to entry, 242. It's JBK Buck Dakota. Tiverton, Rhode Island for Samantha Chamberlain. The 8th and final rider to be recognized will be 394. Here's Aboria Ben-Hur. Katie Hodges, Woburn, Massachusetts, to finish in 8th. Garland Rising Star and Kate Fraser will finish up in the 9th spot, field of 26 tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from a field of 26, I'm happy to tell you that stablemates capture the top 2 awards. Taylor River Farm sends 2 and finishes as the reserve champion with the Great Bambino and Sarah Pizzuto out of Cheshire, Connecticut. And Chelsea, congratulations. What a big win here at New England. This is your amateur Hunter Pleasure champion tonight. It's Pine Creek Immortal Vision, Chelsea Abadi of Woodbridge, Connecticut. Richard Boulay, Sarago, the entire group at Taylor River, congratulations. Champion and reserve in the amateur Hunter
Yay,
Pleasure
Taylor
division.
River.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Handsome, handsome, handsome. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Here we got him at the outgate.
Very expressive horse. Good job for Taylor River.
Well, look,
Those
we're live at the
following on our
outgate.
program tonight, class number 164
Oh, there's Terry. There's
has
Terry.
been moved to
Chelsea,
Saturday.
congratulations. I'm from Horse Show Wire. You just won a 26 horse class. Tell me a little bit about your
Show tomorrow.
It was crazy, but awesome and so much fun. And I just love my horse and my amazing trainers, and I'm just so thankful for everyone. So, Oklahoma!
A real cow horn. Field of 5 in our Western Pleasure Championship tonight. It's the East Coast Championship, brought to you by the Hannah Morgan Farm LLC. of Canal, Fulton, Ohio. Page number 136 of your official catalog. Class number 165, a complete listing of the East Coast champions from this Western Pleasure Division from 1971 right on through 2013. We are underway now and showing it a jog, please, jog.
Well, guess what? Mark Vodner and Tony Lee are going to stay with me through this Western class. I'm absolutely thrilled. So, Mark, you had your airtime with the hunter, and kudos to you because you picked the champion. Good for you.
Yeah,
now,
he's a good judge, so I want to know when he'll consider judging Oklahoma.
Well, they make a lot of money with their Maryhill show string. How many stalls you sell them?
I don't know. You have to ask Mark.
Tons, huh?
A lot.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem we run into.
Exactly.
We each November we go through, and each committee member, we all bring in names to consider, and we take the comment sheets that are sent in with suggestions, and it's tough to find judges because there are people like Mark who are great judges, but
yes,
they want to be there and show.
Exactly. But you always get good panels.
Yep, we do. It's tough, but we've lucked out. We've done good.
Well, and I think the Morgan breed has become popular enough where judges from other disciplines, you know, the saddlebred people will do a really good job judging our saddle seat classes as well as the equitation division. And then we've got some great Western judges that come in and help us out with Western, and the hunter people as well. And I think they do a marvelous job. And we had Toby Hollowatch last night, or Kobe, I'm sorry. And she's doing Hunt in Western this year at Oklahoma and is thrilled and does a wonderful job. And right after she left us, one of her exhibitors won a really nice, I think, Ladies Pleasure Driving. So, you know, she's a very nice lady.
Well, that's one neat thing about when we have judges from other breeds come in.
Yeah.
Almost always they come to us and tell us how impressed they are with our Morgans and our show. And they just really love it, and that's a nice feeling when they do that.
Absolutely, and it's wonderful PR, and it's great networking, and we get the word out with our Morgans. A friend of mine, Susie Stafford, is going off to Hungary with her Morgan mare in the single world carriage driving event competition, and I'm so proud of her. And you know, we're just. You know, thrilled that she has made it to the top. And Morgans love carriage driving events, and they're very, very competitive on an international level. And so those people love Morgans as well. Yeah. Tony, do you have some more Grand National information for us?
Well, I do have to make a correction. I got a text from Kelly McFall to let me know that August the 12th is the date for when your entries have to be mailed, but the 19th was correct. They have to be in hand by the 19th.
Okay. Okay. So
she's watching. She's keeping.
Hi,
keeping
Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
And hi, you know, Mom. Peggy. Oh, dear Peggy. Okay. Thanks for that correction, Tony.
Way to go, Tony. Yeah. You made everybody think they had 3 more days.
Well, they have till the 18th. They can just express mail.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
FedEx is making the big bucks on Oklahoma entries. I'm sure of that. Yeah. Now, Mark, have you picked out your winner in this since you did so well in the last class, and you have so many fewer competitors in this division? This is our.
Now to the jog, please, riders. Down to the
It's open Western Pleasure.
Okay, this is open Western Pleasure, which means there are professional riders in the ring. The last class was amateurs. And now, are they going to strip this class?
Yes.
Okay, we can have a nice chat during the strip relative to.
I mean, I'm down. I've got it narrowed down to, I think, 2.
Okay. Is this guy one?
Could be. Yeah.
Okay. And, well, we talked about the gold coat last time. You can, if you're comfortable. If you're comfortable. And
well, there's families of the other people in the class.
Oh, I understand. And we love this horse.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And tell me why. Because he is a wonderful representative.
Yes. He has a nice, correct jog. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. The shoulders roll.
He's
just
a happy
bounces
boy.
along there. Yeah, and it's not a rough ride.
Yeah. And
Western Pleasure entries. Let's jog right in now. Calling for the lineup. It's the East Coast Championship for the Western Pleasure entries. Jog right in, please.
And even though in an open division, suitability is not a requirement that they put in the class specs, I think, or do you think, rider,
Right on in now, the traditional lineup, if you would, for the East Coast Championship and our Western Pleasure horses, right in, please.
the relationship of rider and horse synergistically as well as physically, is that something that impacts you as a judge? Just answer yes. I know you're
Yes.
stargazing. And these.
You use big words.
No.
I was trying
What?
to sort through them.
Oh, Mark, you know I love you. Now, they all are required to back. Why?
A Western horse should be supple. Again, it should just drop down and back willingly.
Okay. And how much would you, in the vernacular, bomb one if it screwed up the back but really had a good rail work?
It would have to probably get knocked down.
Yeah. Now, when you say knocked down, is that one place setting?
It's subjective.
Okay.
You know, it could be winning by 5 placings.
Yeah.
And then back poorly and only,
Still winning, but by 4.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to back, like, barely back poorly to still win. Though.
Okay.
Because if it gaped open and shot backwards or didn't back, then I would have to, I couldn't tie it.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
I have to say, there's not as many horses as the last class, but
Ooh,
these
it's
horses
deep.
out here are really, really nice. All of
Yeah.
them. They're really good.
Yeah, each one could step up and win it. You're right, Tony.
I would anticipate once they take the saddles off, these are all going to be very correct horses as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when they pose a Western horse, you don't stretch them out like a English horse. Do you think that's a disadvantage relative to conformation? Because the English horses, you can flatter one when you really park them out and pose them and they look fancy schmancy. The Western horses and the hunters kind of have to, what you see is what you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Western, you can't hide anything. I mean, it's right out there.
Oh, it is.
And that's
what-
during the class, too.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Everything's
Yeah.
got to be perfect.
Now, relative to it seems to me that there are a lot more rules in Western relative to hand movements and, attire and things like that. Does it get very complicated for you guys when you, look at all that stuff with the Western horses? I know what I try to do because it's not my long suit is I tell the steward to be in the warm-up ring. And if the steward has deemed everyone to be of legal equipment and accoutrements, when they come in the gate, I'll judge them.
I'm roughly the same way. If I'm looking at every little detail, then I'm missing the bigger picture of the horse.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Well, we kind of missed. We were yakking through.
They all modeled very well. They all.
Okay.
I think the
Now
second horse in line there, once they pan the thing back to it, the second horse from the front of the line.
Is he going to be your winner?
I'm not sure. I didn't see the whole ring. Again,
That's
this is
true.
one of those things. A class like this is what
Yeah.
you see and what you don't see.
Yep.
From the East Coast Championship class and our West
Well, now you're up by a 6-pack on the last class.
Yeah, time to pay.
No, you want to go another 6-pack on this one?
Okay.
Okay, so who you got? You went with
I'll go with the second horse down.
Okay, because you went with the gold coat last time out of 23.
But I
and
wouldn't be surprised if the first one in line won.
no 6-pack for the first one in line. That's who I got.
40 ounce.
What flavor? I'm a little bit lately Stella.
Really?
Oh, you know
Is
what? Swamp Head that we had in Gainesville. They have it at our World of Beers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure all the people on Horse Show Wire want to know this, right, Shane? What kind of beer, draft beer, Mark and I drink when we're in Florida? Well, it's called Swamp Head, and it's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier this year I judged Citrus Cup, and I had the honor of having Conky as my ringmaster.
And chauffeurette.
And chauffeurette.
Right. And then Curly's wife, Amy, Bessie, was there learner judging. And she was tons
There
of fun.
she is on the TV right there.
Yeah. Yep, she's holding the horse there.
No, that is not her. She's on
No.
the other side. I don't know. Hard to tell. No, she was on the
Yeah,
other side.
yeah, there's Amy. Yeah, we love Jeff and Amy. And we had all kinds of fun chitty chats. I enjoy ring mastering and paddock mastering, and more than judging, because I'm not sequestered and I get to, you know, socialize with all the people that come to the show, and it makes it tons of fun.
I don't think you and sequester could ever be used in the same
Well,
area code.
they get it done in Oklahoma, and that's about the only place, right, Tony?
That's right.
What do they do? Put a bar lock on your door or what?
Well, I promise when I sign the contract to be a good girl.
For the Western
And
Pleasure
those-
Entries Class number 165
those few days of my life,
Friday evening program.
I stick to it.
Glad you've joined us tonight here at the Grandstand Ring. The Hannavon Morgan Farm, LLC of Canal, Fulton, Ohio, sponsors our Western Pleasure East Coast Championship. As I mentioned on page 136, a complete listing from 1971 right on through 2013, and we'll just highlight a few of the great horses. 1990, and Nemours Peter Piper for the champion family was a winner here, went on to be a Western Pleasure World Champion as well. The beautiful Birkeland Nicholas for Marjorie Miller and the Brown Lane Farm, back-to-back wins, also wins at Oklahoma, 1998 and 1999. Trina Woods, Coric, back-to-back wins in 2000 and 2001. Gulfwind Sir William was a two-time winner, 2003 and in 2005. And Trebles Tangeray, the beautiful Western horse of Greg and Carol Fleck, was a five-time winner. He won in 2006, 2007, 2008, and then back-to-back in 2010 and 2011. Most recently, Equinox Bossa Nova, the entry of Heidi E. Kunkel, two-time winner, back-to-back in 2012 and 2013.
That's your pick.
We welcome now jogging to the winner's circle as the East Coast champion from the Western Pleasure Division. Bossa Nova makes it 3 in
12-pack.
Damn, you drive a hard bargain, buddy.
2013.
Yeah, good job. He is
2014
Yeah,
East
he-
Coast
Good for Christine.
indeed.
Heidi
Yeah.
Kunkel, Webster,
Christine is the
Massachusetts.
widow of
Christine
Fred
Nava,
Nava,
and Equinox Bossa
who
Nova
has
breaks
been our
winner's
our
circle
former New
as the
England
East Coast
show
champion
chairman and a dear
from
friend
our
of Mark's.
Western
And
Pleasure
Tony's.
Division.
And Tony's.
All of ours.
Free
Yeah,
sub honors
that's true.
in the
That's
East
true.
Coast Championship tonight, going to 4:05. Here's Hollybrook Touche.
And
Stacy
this horse,
Ressler,
Touche,
rated in
is
Florida.
the reigning world
Rick
champion,
Gervasio.
right?
Ride
No,
Team
Garn's
three
the reigning world
at
champion.
Yeah, he won it 2
The
years
year
ago, I
yeah,
think.
Okay.
Third is entry 335. We introduce Martha Stewart. William Mulliday of Saratoga Springs, New York. Jeff Bessie. And fourth to 171, here's Gulfwind to the Max. Rosemary Roberts of Hamden, New York, ridden for you tonight by Lindsay Perry Atkinson. She will finish in fourth.
Okay, lads, am I going to lose you now? I don't know if we got the... I'm going to lose you.
It's been fun.
Oh, it has been terrific. I appreciate all your great information. Hey, everybody, Facebook us and comment line. And it comes to us in real time. If you have any questions for Mark Bodner or Tony Lee, and we've got Sandy Sessick coming, and any of the Horse Show Wire troops, or anybody on the grounds that you would like us to lasso, kidnap, and get up here for interviews and questions and the like.
Shane Shiflett captures that reserve shot now for Florida resident Stacy Ressler and a reserve champion rider Rick Gervasio. Rick will ask you to lead the way as we salute our champions right down the middle of our grandstand ring. One of our East Coast championships here tonight, the Western Pleasure Entries, two worthy champions from Florida. This is Rick Gervasio and Hollybrook Touche, the East Coast champion, Western Pleasure Reserve winner.
It's that handsome boy.
Well, Christine Nava, congratulations. It is a thrill and an honor to win an East Coast championship. Christine Nava and Heidi Kunkel, along with this beautiful Western Pleasure horse, they've teamed up and done it 3 years in a row. Nobody better tonight. Equinox Bossa Nova is the East Coast Western Pleasure champion. Heidi Kunkel, Webster, Massachusetts, a beautiful picture down Victory Lane.
Her outfit looks great on that horse.
Just a nice quality horse. And
He is a good boy, and they love one another. And we love Heidi Kunkel. Usually Heidi's name is associated with the fire-breathing park horses.
yeah.
But she's
Well,
really...
speaking of-
Whoa! Up here.
He started their celebration early.
Exactly.
3 years in a row.
Now we
New
get the.
England's best. Class of 166
Okay, guys, we're going to
will be
send
our
you on
next
your way,
stop.
and we love you as Terry does her outgate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Championship in our Classic Pleasure Saddle division.
Congratulations, Christine, to you, Sarah Hall. Championship. He's a great horse, and I'm thrilled for Heidi. I'm thrilled for us. We've worked so hard with him. And it's also nice, the show's dedicated for Fred. It's the 75th anniversary. It's all very emotional for me, but it's just awesome. I'm thrilled.
Here they come.
We're thrilled for you, too.
Pleasure saddle entries.
Thanks
Total
so
of 14
much.
to show. Another Friday Night East Coast Championship sponsored by Taylor River Farm of New Hampshire. Everybody's here, a ring full of amateur riders and the beautiful Classic Pleasure Saddle entries. At stake tonight, the East Coast Championship, a prestigious award. Riders, good luck. We're underway now, and we'll show at the trot. Pleasure trot, please. Peggy Alderman, along with Terry Jones-Brennan and Phil Fountain, judging for the Classic horses. Step up to the road trot, please. Road trot. Riders, thank you. Now walk, please. Down to the walk, please. Canter, please. Canter.
So I am sitting here with Sandy Sessick of Clay Hill Farm in Ohio and Tammy Johnson, who runs Morgan Showcase. Welcome to the commentary, guys.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
Sandy,
you.
tell me a little bit about yourself.
Down to the walk, please.
Well, I've been in Morgan's for almost my whole life, actually. Started when I was, I guess, 11 years old, something like that. you know, the family, we showed horses when we were kids, and I have 2 brothers and a sister, and they were somewhat involved, but I was really hooked. And so eventually we started Old Orchard Farm, where we had lots of horses. We averaged 40 to 45 horses in training most years.
And what was this in?
This was in Michigan.
Michigan,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
And so, tell me, I know that growing up, at least for me, you always had. You always had some amazing equitation riders. Tell me a little about that.
It's kind of my. I guess you could call it a specialty of mine, although we train horses also, and I haven't had too many equitation riders lately. But yes, I think I kind of thought about it all the time, and I think I have kind of an understanding of the mechanics of it, what makes riders, tick, and how the rider can make a horse tick, and. So it's been kind of a love of mine for a long time, and wish I had more equitation riders right now, in fact.
So I know that academy division's gotten a lot bigger in this country in the last couple of years, and lesson programs are really important to grow the Morgan breed or grow any breed.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about the importance of growing a successful lesson program?
It's vital. It's absolutely vital, and it's been something that since I've been at Clay Hill Farm, we had a tragic fire a couple years ago, so we haven't had the facility to be able to do that. But we have kind of decided recently, and in fact this next week, we're going to have a camp where I'm going to bring some riders in. I am amazed at the interest that has come up from this. And amazingly enough, one of the things that we did was we joined a local Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
And that Chamber of Commerce has led to 10 different people that are interested in their kids riding, and we're going to get them started. And so I'm really looking forward to this. And,
That's really cool.
It's something that, sometimes you kind of get it, a little, everybody has their own way of starting, the interest. But this is something new for me. I didn't realize it could be that helpful. But boy, it really has been.
So speaking of marketing, we have a marketing connoisseur over here, Tammy Johnson. Can you tell me a little bit about your story and what you do?
Well, I started in Morgan's about the same time Sandy did. I started riding when I was around 7 and wanted to ride in every division. And a quarter horse couldn't do that for me, and Morgan's could. And I ended up riding at another South Lyon farm, not far from Sandy, Batten Farms. And I bought my first Morgan when I was 16. And so I've had a lifetime of Morgans. And my other interest as I got into school, I went to William Woods and had a major in equestrian science, but had another major and took my bachelor's in business.
Yep.
Because my dad made me. I wanted to be a horse trainer. He made me be a business person.
Well, it's worked out now. So.
It worked out, and I ended up having an interest in art, which led me to advertising. So my first jobs out of college, after I spent a year with Doris Ryan at Irish Lane and Alan Rutledge, were
Alan Rutledge, what farm is that again?
Irish Lane Farm was Doris Ryan.
What was the prefix of the Rutledge's?
Well, that was Serenity.
Okay. So Serenity is a big prefix in the Morgan breed.
Right, but this was after Alan and Terry were no longer at Serenity Farm, and they'd gone off and done their own thing. They started Highland Farm for a while. Then Alan went to work for Doris Ryan at Irish Lane out in Illinois, in the middle of nowhere, basically. And I wanted to work for the Rutledges, so I went to Irish Lane because Alan was there. Because I think at that time Terry was kind of out of it for a little bit, so he wasn't anywhere. So I worked for
Please, riders, back to the walk now.
Worked for Alan there for a year, and then went back to St. Louis and got a job at an ad agency, and I was there a couple of years, and then Horse Friends started going.
Lineup in class of 166, brought to you by the Taylor River Farms of Hampton Falls, New Hampshire. How about a nice round of applause for the East Coast Championship in our Classic Pleasure Saddle Division. Riders, thank you. Lined up, if you would, starting with Mr. Fry down at that far end.
Horse Friends started saying, you work in an advertising agency, why don't you do my ads?
Yep. So that's how it started.
Yeah, and it just exploded. And the first advertising job I had was doing the sale catalog for the Masterworks sale for Doris Ryan when she dispersed her horses.
That's really cool.
And so I took that name as the name of my company. So I was Masterworks for years and years and years. And then it was about 15 years ago when my husband had this brilliant idea, because he was tired of listening to John Hufford whine about people wanting videos, that we should do a sales site online and offer video clips of horses online. And that's when Morgan Showcase was born.
That's awesome. So you went to William Woods.
Yeah.
Sandy taught at William Woods. And
Yes.
tell me a little about that. We have some young trainers here at this horse show that you are under your direction.
I'm very proud of the fact. I was only there for a year. I filled in for Gail Lampe when she was taking a sabbatical. And it just so happened that many of the very successful assistants and, you know, very successful people showing right now. I'll mention a few. I'm afraid I'm going to leave somebody out, but Stacy Myers, who works for Broadmoor now, Alyssa Wick, who works at Rand, Teresa Rosa, who I think is just helping the Nidlingers right now. You know, it's really, really nice to see, you know, that you know, the education they got has led to something so great, and that it's available for them.
That's really
too.
cool. So
you know,
how did you get into something like that?
They just called me.
Well, you knew Gail because she's an
I've known
equitation.
Gail for years.
Connoisseur,
I've known
too.
Gail for years,
Yeah.
and they just called me and asked me. I guess the person that ran the department, the equine department, you know, didn't know who I was, but he had gotten recommendations from a couple of people, and I'm sure Gail was probably the most vocal about it. But it worked out really well, really, really well.
And Woodsy's kind of, I mean, when I lived in St. Louis for like 30 years, it wasn't unusual for me to get called and say, come down and do your Morgan talk. You know, and we run back to school and do something, teach a class or two.
Yep.
So it's a big community. I know that, that William Woods pumps out a lot of young trainers, and and it seems like a really tight-knit family.
Well, some of the famous trainers that have come out of William Woods, I mean, Kim Cowart, Peter Cowart's wife, the saddle horse trainer, she was one of my party animal buddies in school. She and I and another friend were crazy party animals together, and
I'd never picture that.
I know. That
I'm
was
just really glad that the riders that were there when I was there did stay in Morgan's. I mean, some of them, you know, had kind of a multi, you know, they could have gone either way, but they ended up finding jobs in the Morgans, and that makes me very happy.
That's really cool. Because, so at home, there might be some people, young people my age, watching this commentary, wondering, you know, thinking, you know, do I want to go and get a job, do a 9-to-5, or do I want to become a horse trainer? You know, do I want to follow my passion? What kind of words of wisdom could you give them?
Well, number one, you have to have the passion for it, because it's a lot of work. There are a lot of times when, you know, you don't get to do, you know, a normal young person's things, you know, and there's a lot of work to it. So if you have the passion, you'll find a way. You really will. I mean, some people, you know, for them, going to school, a school like William Woods was definitely the way to do it. Some people, just the hands-on experience of working for somebody, you know, is a good way. But either way, you have to really love it and want to do it and not be afraid of the work.
I think it's great that we have places like Stevens and William Woods, and isn't there one in Ohio too? I forget the name of the one in Ohio.
Yeah,
because they teach us the business side, and that, you know, if you're a horse trainer, you're in business for yourself, and it's critical that you have that business knowledge. Otherwise, you can be a great trainer and be a lousy business person and fail.
So, and on the marketing side of it, what's the importance of having good marketing skills for your business and training horses?
It's huge, because I mean, again, you can be a great trainer and nobody knows. I mean, it's really about telling people about your job or your business or whatever it is. And as Sandy found out, there's resources out there that unless you've gone to business school or associated with somebody that would give you these clues, you're not even going to know about things like the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, we've all heard about it, but we don't really know what it does until you get involved with it. And it's critical. And we're so lucky today that the internet has grown to where it is in the last 20 years, because it used to be extremely expensive to promote yourself. I mean, to do direct mail,
a lot.
Advertising in print, you know, was horribly expensive and really cost prohibitive for people in the horse business, because we all know how hard it is to make a buck there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, so the internet really gives you a lot of ability to promote yourself.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Well, let's weigh in and see what happens here for the Classic Pleasure Saddle East Coast Championship.
I was peeking while this was going on and saw that there were an awful lot of nice horses in this class.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking, but I had my eye on the class.
Really good. Nice deep class too.
Really, really good.
This must be a busy time of the year for you with Morgan Showcase.
Well, it is. New England is one of the shows that we try to do a little extra. We do a New England preview page so that obviously people are shopping for horses here. So if there's horses on Showcase that are here, I try to encourage them to let me know, and then I can check a box and throw them on the preview page.
Yep.
And I do the same thing for Oklahoma and any place that I think we can, help somebody out with that.
So if somebody wanted to contact you, how could they do that?
Just go to Morgan Showcase and click anywhere, really. I mean, there's email contacts there.
Beautiful music of Charles Ritchie joining us for the first year here at New England. Charles, it's been a pleasure to have you with us. Leads us right up to the presentation of the Classic Pleasure Saddle for the East Coast Championship tonight. We welcome to the winner's circle our East Coast champion, entry number 372. Here's Dragon's Mead Bravura. Jeannie Fueling of Middleburg Heights, Ohio, is the East Coast champion from our Classic.
Good for Jeannie. She takes riding lessons from me.
Congratulations.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's cool.
So I'm very proud of her.
That's just a beautiful horse. I mean, that horse is the epitome of a classic horse.
She's been taking lessons for a couple of years, but this fall she came to me and said, I am going to work really hard this winter, and I'm going to come. She came every week. And yeah, that's great. I'm very happy for her.
Entry of Lee, New Hampshire. Street Legal in Sarah.
Street Legal right here, won at Oklahoma in the Classic Pleasure Division. Sarah Miner from Lee, New Hampshire.
Third in a nice class, going to 623. It's Pacific Rim, Take Aim. For the Peanut Gallery of Lexington, Kentucky, Rebecca Johnson handles the ride. Pacific Rim, Take Aim will finish in third. Fourth goes to 614. It's Stone's Throw, Contessa.
Oh, and I sold them that horse.
Pop Bottom, Pennsylvania with Audra Lee.
It's a small world.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really a small world.
Definitely.
Finishing fifth, entry 442, it's LNT Casanova. Madison, Connecticut, Elizabeth Tylowski. Sixth, the green ribbon, going to 240, it's KGA Odyssey. Roxanne Tubolino from Belchertown, Massachusetts. Joining the parade of ribbon winners into the seventh spot will be 431. It's CBMF Class Act. Here's the entry owned and presented to the seventh award by Robin Long of Mayfield, New York. And rounding out the ribbons, finishing up in eighth in a good group, it's 570. It's MCS Bandini. Caitlin Ramsey for the Ray Ramsey family of York Beach.
And of course, I sit here and go, oh, we had that one on Showcase. Oh, we had that one on Showcase. We had that one on Showcase.
That's so cool. Pretty cool. I mean, the rush of winning at New England, there's nothing better than that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
A salute to the champions, our East Coast champions
There's
from the Classic Pleasure Saddle Division. Sarah Miner, the reserve title, heads back to Lee, New Hampshire. CBMF Street Legal is the East Coast.
That's cute.
Silver's had a really good night so far. They got a champion, reserve champion, the amateur hunter earlier, so they're having a great night.
Under the watchful eye of Nancy Flowers, Jeannie Fueling, congratulations. Dragons Maid Rivera carries home the East Coast Championship in our Classic Pleasure Saddle Division.
So we're going to switch over to see the winner of the class. We're going to get interviewed by Terry Travers right now. Here she comes.
For those following along, class number 167 will not be a part of our program tonight. It was to have been the Amateur Roadster Divide Championship. And we will take this opportunity to smooth out the surface of our track. We will also, at this time, present the fifth drawing in our raffle drawing group. This will be the fifth of six. Show manager Marquez joins us with the beautiful golf cart that will be the grand prize drawing on Saturday night.
Jeannie, congratulations. Wonderful, wonderful win. Congratulations to you and Nancy Flowers. Can you tell me what was so special about your ride tonight?
Oh my God, it was just so exceptional to be here. I've never been to New England. This is the most fantastic show, and to win here, I'm gonna cry. It was just awesome. It was fabulous. It was fabulous.
How old is your horse?
He's 12.
And you won the Ladies World Championship in Oklahoma last year or the year before?
I won the Open 2 years ago and then Reserve Ladies last year.
Congratulations. We're glad to have you in Northampton, and you looked stunning tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's next for you guys?
Probably Syracuse.
Super. We'll see you there.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right.